We're going to proceed in English here on the stage, going further in our program with a startup, with a new innovation. We are going to a startup from Prague, Lumnio Pocket Virtuality. Their approach shows how capturing and digitalizing, that's important, know-how can help solve the technician shortage, one of the most pressing issues in manufacturing. Please welcome Andrej Bava, Chief Sales Officer at Lumnio. Where is he? Welcome on stage, please.
Hello, everyone. Oh, it's working. That's good. It's a good first sign. My name is Andrej Bava, and I represent Lumnio. This presentation might be slightly unconventional because I have decided to do it differently than we usually do. Normally, I would speak about what kind of company we are and what is the thing which we do. But instead, I decided that I will talk more about why we do it, and that will lead us the way how we are trying to solve it. So that gets me to this number. 30%. Basically, when we asked our customer base, which has been growing since 2017, what is their biggest concern for the following future, this kind of number came up very commonly. This number represents how many people will retire in the next 5 years. And their biggest concern was there is a lot of know-how these people carry with them, and it's nowhere recorded in a paper or anywhere else. Also, the way how to record it is quite difficult. So I did just a quick representation of how the know-how looks like. This is actually my colleague, but you can imagine someone a bit older and more experienced. So basically, everything is stored in his head, but how do you get it out? So quite commonly, I've seen many approaches among companies. One of them are trying to record it on paper. But once again, this is very difficult to transfer to the younger generation. Another are really trying a professional way, and they hired production company, and they are making huge videos. Again, it's something what is not really sustainable for most companies, and there is a big issue behind that, that once it's done, and you cannot optimize it, correct it, or make a new version, and so on. And most companies, they actually give up. That's what can see all around, that basically people are leaving and the know-how is disappearing. And that leads to 3 important things. So either the know-how is completely lost, or it will cause huge delays in the production, on maintenance, on anything. And of course, it also carries a risk, because there is a high possibility that new people will make mistakes, and sometimes they will not be able to even find out what is the real correct solution anymore, because the key person left the company and nowhere it's known. So that's how we got to the topic of this speech, which is from break to workflow. So how do we do it within our system? So basically, we have decided there are needed to do certain things. One of them is to capture know-how. Then you need to guide the new person somehow through it. Then, of course, you need to verify it. And one of the last but not least and very important point is to improve it, which is quite commonly forgotten by many companies. Let me show you how do we do the capture first. So this one will be commented video, so I'll be quiet for a second. Maybe no video? No video is playing. Okay, so this is a small hiccup. But I can also talk about it if there is no way to resolve it right now. So basically, there are several ways. It's good that I brought this one with me. Our software is running either on mobile phones, tablets, or smart glasses similar to this one. So what the people can do, they can just put the glasses like this. You will put it on the experienced worker. It is a camera here, and it will automatically start to record the video. And he will do the job like he would normally do. And this job which he does then will be automatically uploaded to the cloud and cut to the step-by-step guidelines, which can be distributed to anyone else around. So that's basically how it can be done. You can also do it on a mobile phone, but the good thing about this kind of hardware is that, of course, the technician has completely free hands. It has a camera here, it has a screen in here for that he would actually know what is happening. And also, yeah, that's the way. Okay, so we can step to the next one. So the next point would be the guide. So this one doesn't have sound, so I can talk over it. So once it's basically recorded, you can guide a person through it. This one is first example where the person is completely lost and he doesn't know what to do. We know that quite many people carry huge manuals. We cooperate with companies which deliver quite complicated technology, which has thousands of pages of maintenance manuals. So we are trying to make it as a step-by-step manual. And also, if the person doesn't know how to actually proceed, we can support them with remote assistance. So in this way, you can see that I'm helping my colleagues. So I've remotely connected to him. I see what he's doing through the camera. I'm able to guide him. I'm able to write live annotations. You can also accept more people into the call. You can invite people from outside of your company in case you need some additional suppliers. And all these things can be recorded, so also that you can use them later on for creating the step-by-step manuals and guidelines. Then another point is to verify, because it kind of became automatically that once we started to do this, many companies wanted to use it for the audit of their procedures as well. So as we know who did it, when he did it, how long did it take for each step, we can actually try to also improve those processes or learn from each other. One of my most interesting use case is that basically when you compare the teams which are doing the same thing at different location, you actually can see that it has always been done differently, and it can be separated by what they actually do or how long does it take. As this one becomes a kind of an audit, you can actually have a checklist, and it can create automatic protocols in the end, which can be distributed to your customers as a proof of commissioning or maintenance, or automatically for the billing for the maintenance work which has been done. So you can see that in this video, at first, as usual, they are struggling with conventional way. But once he actually reaches to it, so in this case, he can just use his tablet, and he knows exactly what to do. This example has been actually recorded at one of our customer side, which is Tatra Trucks, and they are also using Lumnio for the final check of their cars before delivery to their customers. One of the good points is that once everything has been done, he can also connect everything with glasses, with mobile phones, with tablet. All the report is automatically uploaded to the cloud and is available for his superior, which just gets the notification, and he can then follow. And that leads me to the improve. So I've mentioned that basically one of the important things is that you can improve these kind of guidelines by yourself. You are not restricted to come back to us. We can sometimes help with the content as well, but we have created a system in a way that it's very easy to do and that you can always change your data. So if there is one picture which you need to change, you can do it within a few seconds by yourself. You don't need to come to us. You don't need to ask for additional version. I'm also talking very lightly about the product itself, but it has many layers under it. You can, of course, have many versions. You have distribution systems. You have groups. You can connect it to the location. You can connect it to the specific machine type or machine itself. It can be automatically loaded up by scanning a QR code or barcode. All these kind of details are hidden behind, which you could use if it's convenient for you, but otherwise it's very simple solution. And when I mentioned improve, I also wanted to point out some of the use cases or case studies from our customer. So I have prepared 3 case studies in here. First one is their complete CZ, which are doing the HVAC maintenance. So this is one of the first company we got actually some kind of number from them, which is utilization. So you can see that they estimated after about 3 or 4 months of use that the utilization grew by 7.8%. It means that they were able to take care of more customers and they had shorter time until the billing. The use case is always very similar. So you can see they have got setup manuals, they've got setup maintenance, and mostly using the remote support in this case. Then we have another example, and that's from the company called Altron, which is delivering data centers all around the world. Most notably, they also deliver data centers to Middle East. And it's very common that they are struggling with training, they're struggling with remote assistance, and also they need the local companies to do the actual maintenance, but they had no ways to prove that it has been done correctly. So now they always supply Lumnio, and they have all the guidelines. They know exactly when it has been done. They have to always prove that it has been done properly by taking pictures and videos. And this kind of supports their warranty and also their whale SLA. So, and the third use case is one of my favorite. That's the project which we are running for over a year now with České dráhy, which is Czech Railways, Czech national company. One of their biggest issue is that this company has hundreds to thousands of maintenance workers. It's very traditional. They are using it all time. And while they are trying to somehow digitalize the know-how, the way how they do it is basically a very traditional way that someone writes a paper at a certain place and then some people follow it. But basically everyone is doing it differently. Once we started to cooperate and they started to cooperate with several maintenance teams all around Czech Republic, it was quite interesting to see that the same procedure can be done differently. And even more surprising was that if it was longer than the other team, it was usually done in a better way because they found some things which hasn't been done properly previously. So it was that way. So let me play this video.
The repair services at Czech Railways have a history dating back to the very beginnings of the railway in our country. From the original workshops, we have progressed to new maintenance centres, which service hundreds of vehicles every year. We invest not only in new vehicles, but also in the education of our employees, which enables us to keep up with modern trends in the maintenance of new vehicles. The quality of repairs is one of the key factors in gaining the trust of our passengers in Czech Railways. We invest not only in new vehicles, but also in the technical equipment of our service staff. For this reason, we have decided to try out augmented reality technology and smart glasses in the maintenance of our rolling stock. We want to provide our employees with modern technologies to support them in their demanding work. Our aim is for even our field staff to have access to detailed process instructions when maintaining our railway vehicles. We believe that this new technology will enable our new colleagues to get up to speed more quickly and gain the experience and know-how needed to work independently on train maintenance.
Okay, so this has been the use case from the Czech Railways. So this leads me to a few points which we are actually trying to already measure with Lumnio. I must tell you that basically Lumnio is on market less than 1 year, so we are gathering new customers. Since now we have gathered around 30-35 customers from various fields like DB Schenker, Linde, Pfisterer, Czech Railways, so very different kind of fields of industry. One of the key points which we can already measure, that the average onboarding is around 40% quicker, because basically you don't need to train them in the meeting room on manuals and so on. You can send them to the field, you can remotely support them, you can give them the manuals right away, and you can always help them if they are in need. The first time takes is greatly improved, because every time when they go, basically they have already all the manuals in their pocket, so it's quite easy to follow. And the overall utilization, as we have mentioned before, is around 7.8% higher. If you would like to try it out by yourself, we are more than open to it. So you can always scan this QR code. We offer a 30 days free trial. You can imagine that at this stage we are quite supportive to all customers. In the future, we would like everyone to be just able to download it all around the world. It's already available on the App Store or Android devices as well. But at this moment, we are closely cooperating with each customer to implement all new features which they require. Also, we have the special action of 20% off for EMO visitors in case you would plan to order after that. I can see that I've still got some time left, so I've got 3 more slides that might interest you. So when we talked about the simplicity, so you can see that in this case, it's 30% is kept. You can always come to visit us at the Hall 6. We are in the startup area there. And when I talked about the simplicity, we are trying to be also very easy on the pricing itself. So basically, we have only one license, which is subscription-based. It's €50 per month per user. You include all the functionality, everything in it. It's running on Microsoft Azure as a standard. So if you don't need on-premise solution, you can just quickly download it immediately to use it. Also, we are mostly using Microsoft services, even for the communication protocol. So if, for instance, Teams are approved in your company, it means that this one will work as well. I've already mentioned some of these names, but basically these are some of our customers. Each of the use case is slightly different, and that's what makes it quite interesting, that we can support maintenance workers, we can support also for commissioning new machines and so on. And last point, I should have mentioned that maybe you got interested in this kind of hardware. This is just one of the hardware which we actually support, but this has been also based on feedback from our customers, because it was quite difficult to find something which is usable by the maintenance guys. If you are familiar with augmented reality, you know there are headsets like Microsoft HoloLens, Magic Leap, and so on. Those are very good to use in the office area, but once you get it out, it's completely not usable for various reasons. First of all, there is very low visibility on the direct sun. Second of all, the battery life is always an issue, connectivity, overheating, and so on. This one is called RealWear. It's from American company. It's specifically made for maintenance workers. It can resist a lot. It has a long battery life. It has good connectivity, visibility. You can change the camera for thermal camera as well. So it's a very good device for this kind of things. I think that's it. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, also from my side. This is super exciting. I saw some solutions in the past, and they're all like medium quality, let's put it that way. This sounds very promising. You mentioned like Apple and Google glasses, but the thing is, I mean, what we could see with a technician, he sees through one eye and sees the reality behind.
Yes.
That wouldn't be possible with Google and Apple glasses, right?
Exactly, exactly. That's one of the main issue basically when you are using this kind of glasses. You also have to think about the safety of the person. So we can support also like full headsets, but of course that might be difficult for many of them. So one of the cool thing, I hope I will not break my microphone, but basically this one shouldn't obstruct your field of view. And if you want, you can put it completely away. You can also connect it to the safety helmet or anything. So that's one of the good point about this kind of hardware.
One question that I have, obviously, we have seen the practical example from Czech Republic with the train industry.
Yeah.
So how long does it take to set it up? I mean, you need to put something in, otherwise it won't work in the field, right?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's something what we are always working with. That every time when we want to remind ourselves how to do the software, we always think about the simplicity. So we want it to be as simple as possible. So I would say that in the basic way, you can start immediately. The way how it's done, you put it on your head, you start to record the video, it's automatically uploaded, automatically separated, and the knowledge base is done. That's a very raw data, but it's usable. If you would like to, you can then edit it out, you can put pictures, you can even cut the video or do voiceover in our system. Everything can be done within the system itself, but it can usually take some time already. What we are usually trying to like propose to the companies that they take these kind of experienced workers, they record it, and then they take the junior workers and they try to edit it. So in this way, they actually learn how to do it. They are not obstructing the older guys, and they just check, okay, the result is fine.
So there's a strong know-how transfer already in implementation.
Yeah, just in the process.
Another important question. I'm coming now with a German perspective. You won't like it, I tell you, but I need to ask it anyway. Sure. So, I mean, as you know, but it in Czech Republic is pretty much the same. We have strong regulations if it comes to observe an employee's work via camera. Okay. So what I could see, I could differ now between the performance of the one employee in comparison to the other. How's that solved? Was that something that you have in consideration?
It's possible to turn it off. I think this one in Czech Republic is actually more like a philosophical question. In case of you, it's more by the law itself, because what we are trying to find that it's not about comparing one person to another, but it's about comparing those processes, and that's extremely interesting data which are quite commonly lost. Like why on this place it has been done this way and not that way.
Yeah.
So these data are quite important, but yeah, once we enter the German market, we have learned our way, and we are okay. So we have to turn off certain functions. So if it doesn't basically comply with the regulations within the company, you can just eliminate some of the parts, like measuring the time of each step or something like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. But you mentioned a very important thing. So looking at the process, this is another thing.
Yeah.
Once I record it, I can see, is there any differentiation between one and the other employee doing the same process?
Yeah.
So probably I can fix and optimize my processes on the way. This would happen as well, right? I mean, this is another big advantage of
Exactly. It's so fascinating to see how it differs if you have the process written down and how it's actually done based on the experience of the person. And it never matches.
Yeah.
And it has so much added value, which is in the head of the people. So this is kind of a learning moment for me every time, because I quite commonly join them while they are recording it. And it's always fascinating to compare these two things. And it's never recorded, because once they follow it, they just add additional steps, but they don't write it down.
Yeah.
It's how they do it.
So you mentioned the pricing. It was 50 euros per
person per month. It's subscription
Okay, that's
based.
what I want to ask. So it's not that expensive, right? I mean, if I have like 10 technicians, it's not worth. So how much is the hardware? Or, do the company has to buy it themselves, or do you provide them with?
We can also provide it, but basically that was our approach. We have a history of making very expensive software solutions, which only big companies could actually use it. So in this case, you wanted like everyone can easily start to use it by itself. So basically, you don't need to buy any hardware. You can just use your mobile phone. So you can already distribute it among all your service guys. They can always have it in the pocket. This one is only usable for them if they need to have free hands. So I believe these glasses cost around 3,000 euro. Relatively expensive, but also from the experience of our customers, they usually don't purchase this phone for everyone. It's very common that they purchase licenses for each mobile phone, and they have like 2 or 3 of these, which are basically shared among the team.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you were talking about shortage of staff. That's one of the larger issues. So let's take the train example again.
Okay.
So you have the very experienced technician that works years on this specific train, knows every part of it. So now we are bringing you guys into it. So I imagine, let me bring up a thesis. So
Okay.
I have no technical clue at all. My father always said I have 2 left hands. Yeah. So how easy would it then? What is your? Do you think we can bring in like really people that come from the side have no clue of that before? Is that feasible in the future?
I believe so. That's actually, we have several projects. As I mentioned, not all customers can do it by themselves. So in some cases, we actually help with the content as well. And I'm observing the way how it's done, and I'm testing it on myself. So for instance, 2 weeks back, I tried to do the maintenance of a military vehicle. I've never seen one before, close up. And it was interesting, because once I studied the paper, and I consider myself relatively a technical guy, I'm mostly in a geeky way, but I'm used to do things by my hands, but I was not able to follow the paper manual. But once you create like short videos, it's basically like TikTok for, the new hires. So if you have like 8 seconds videos to show the process, it's very easy to follow.
Yeah, and the next step, what I really liked about the solution was a connection to the experienced technician via Teams or whatever. Yeah, so that you are on the fly, can get support. You get this 2-3 times, and then you are done and can do it on your own. I mean, this is basically it. So again, this was a super exciting solution. Thank you so much for being our guest today. Lumnio, visit the booth. It's worth it. Good luck for your solution. I hope to see you in the future with bigger scale. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Big
Thank you very
applause,
much.
ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your time.